Hello, brother sewing and crafting family. Brother brand ambassador Angela Wolf here.
Hi, I'm May Flaum.
Oh my goodness, happy Valentine's Day. May and I were just sitting back there chatting, and I said, you know what? For some reason, I keep thinking it's Monday, and Valentine's is not until tomorrow, but it's today, and I didn't even mean to wear this color shirt, and we look like two hearts, May.
We do. We went red and pink, and it wasn't intentional. I forgot as well. It's been so busy over here. I forgot it was Valentine's Day.
I know. In fact, I think I better pull out my ScanNCut and make my husband a beautiful card, and I'll be a little bit late on the ones going in the mail, but hey, as long as they're postmarked by today, I'm good.
Sounds good.
So everybody's rolling in saying hi. We are live today. So bring your questions and comments in. We always love that. Happy Valentine's, everyone. So why don't you give brother the love and hit the love button in the Facebook page? That sounds like a Love Boat commercial. All right, May, what are we doing today? Because I think it's pretty exciting and pretty fun.
So today what we're doing is, so I've got a pillowcase here, and it's ready made, it's already made. So you could do this, and the reason I'm starting like that is so if you don't sew, you could just start with any pillowcase. Although if you're going to put designs on it, I would say if you're going to sleep on it, I wouldn't put designs on it or rhinestones or anything else. That wouldn't be very comfortable. But if it's decorative, you could take any pillowcase whatsoever and use it. You could also make your own. This one is just, I don't know what style you would call this, but it doesn't have any zipper or anything. It's just basically a pocket that you shove the pillow into. Nice and easy. So we are going to I just pre-cut a design for us to play with. Oh, that's going to be fun. So I've got a design, and what we're going to do is we're going to add vinyl, and then we're also just going to freehand add some glue on rhinestones as well, but you could do all kinds of different things. You can sew buttons on or beads or get some little decorative pearls. Lots and lots of fun things that we can do with that. And what's inspired me is lately, when things get busy and we want to craft, but maybe we don't have time, or maybe there's just, a lot of things going on. We can take blanks with the ScanNCut. We can take blank surfaces, whether it is a pillowcase, a tote bag, a gift bag. There's lots of different options. We can take that blank surface and then use our ScanNCut to customize it, which is a personal favorite thing of mine because, it'll take a little time, especially if you're going to weed some vinyl, but it's going to be so much fun. And then you have something totally custom that's just what you made, but let the ScanNCut do all the cutting and work. In fact, I'm going to show you guys something I made last week. This is going to be going up. There's a reel going up on Instagram on the Brother channel for this later, but look at this. And you can see the M, K, and E on the bottom. All that extra shine is because they're coated in rhinestones.
I'm looking at that close. That is so cute, May.
Isn't that fun?
Oh my gosh.
So if you're not aware, Brother has Artspira. This is from Artspira. What's that?
Bring it up one more time so everyone can see. Get a really close look. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. You did that on Artspira?
So Artspira has Maker's Gonna Make as one of the designs right now. And to me, I'm like, oh, well, National Craft Month is March. Let's get ready and have a maker tote bag. So there's a video going to be coming. Everybody here got to see that first because it just got turned into Brother for social media, a little video, but it's so much fun. And I started getting obsessed with gluing the rhinestones onto vinyl because it's super easy. It's actually a lot quicker than you would think if you're just using different sizes and just rolling with it instead of, if you want to line them all up so that they're all perfectly in a row, that's going to take a little more time, obviously. But depending on the project, some of them like this, it looks better to just have it be a little random. So that's a lot of fun. And it just is a reminder that we can get mixed media. We can mix buttons or rhinestones or pearls or beads or whatever with our vinyl, with our fabric, with sewing. I mean, we can mix and match lots of different things to get custom depending on what we want to do and what we're in the mood to create. So for example, we've got this here, and now my pick tool is hiding from us. No, that's okay. I've got a different one we can use. I'm just going to check and make sure our vinyl here looks good before I get us going on on the how-to. Let's just make sure that everybody's paying. So if you don't know, if you haven't watched live with us before, it looks like no, it looks like it's being a pain today. That's the second one. Okay, we'll fix this right up. I'm going to leave this on the mat. So if you have watched, you've heard this tip before, but if you go to cut something and then you go to weed it and it's not weeding, meaning you can't get the vinyl to separate. And there's a couple different reasons this can happen. Honestly, a lot of times it's either old or just vinyl that's problematic for one reason or another. If that happens to you, leave it on the mat. That's why if you've seen this show before, if you've seen us talk about it before, leave it on the mat, because what I can do is go back in the machine, and either what I'm going to do now is just save this as, I'll show you how. You can save it as like, I'm working, please don't delete this. Leave it right where it is. You can recut it. And usually that's all you've got. It normally, honestly, it's usually some kind of like a weirdness with the material I'm cutting. It's usually not the auto blade, although I do always pop my blade out and check and take a look and make sure everything looks good, that there's not like stuff that's accumulated on the blade from all the cutting and all the crafting that's been going on around here. Make sure of that and then carry on and cut. So it is just apparently not my morning for vinyl to cooperate. But that's okay, because we're going to do this. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I will show you how. If we go on over to the ScanNCut,
there you go.
I was mentioning save it. Okay, so from right here, if you had time and you wanted to recut it, you could recut it right here. Otherwise, when you're in this screen, if you click save, and I'm going to save to the machine, what this is going to do is it's going to save the screen that you were working on just exactly as it was, which for us means my piece of vinyl is going to line up perfectly with what was on here. This particular backwards letter P, it's going to line up perfectly. So when, after we're done here live, and I go to cut this again, everything will line up perfectly and it will cut and I'll be good to go. And I'll have to share that on social media. So that's a little advanced look there. So we're going to do something else. Let me just grab the vinyl here and we will get going. So let's see. Since that was being tricky, and that's a new to me, but one I've had a long time. It's kind of pearlescent white. And sometimes those pearlescent ones want to be tricky. But I am thinking, I always like if I've got light, go dark or go super light. But there's a lot of options there. And I'm thinking we'll do a two-part here that we'll adjust. We'll adjust here. So this particular ScanNCut that I've got, lots of different cut files, and this is the 230 Di. That means it's one of the Disney models. So we've got lots and lots of Disney, and I was thinking a Valentine princess would just be so, so cute. And there was one I was thinking about. Where are you? There you are. So I was thinking our Rapunzel purple would be really pretty. The one, if you want to come on over to Angela, the ScanNCut here, I can show everybody. So this is the one that I had cut. And this P is for princess. This is a very intricate one. This one takes quite a while, which is why I had pre-cut it. So that one would be a lot of fun. But there's a lot of designs in here. And I always say, once in a while, I will take a stroll through, because you don't know, you may find one and you go, oh, well, that's exactly perfect. I can't believe I didn't know that or didn't do that one ever before. I forgot it existed. So remember, take a look, and we're going to go 9 inches wide. Okay. Okay, so we've got that. I'm just going to grab my backup mat here. I always have a backup mat around. We just have to open it up And the only reason I need a backup mat today is because we've got a mat that's occupied that I don't want to mess up, because I want to do a bunch of these pillows. They're a lot of fun. Here we go. Pull that dust cover off. And this one is a 12 by 24. You do not need a 12 by 24 mat for this project, but that's what I currently have out. And so that's what we're going to use. So just remember, with the bigger mats, you can always use them. You don't have to have the smaller mat for your project. And I'm just putting my vinyl down here. And we're working with a heat transfer vinyl. This one is a glitter vinyl. I went back and forth and back and forth. So I'm going to end up doing lots of projects here because they're all so fun. Then we're just going to set that to okay. And I'm going to move her over here a little. Now, remember, with the heat transfer vinyl, if she's facing this direction on your screen, she's actually going to be facing the other direction when you cut it, because it's going to be the opposite. If this is a problem, that button right there reverses it. So while she looks like she's facing that way, when we cut it, it's going to reverse. We just say okay. We're going to say cut. And we have half cut on. If you don't know, the AutoBlade has a half cut feature. We have it there turned on. This is perfect for vinyl and stickers and all that kind of stuff, because what it's going to do is, there goes the AutoBlade checking itself out. It's going to cut, but it's not going to cut all the way through. So the transfer sheet or material is going to stay intact, so that when you go to actually finish this project, you're not going to have issues with that. That's going to be intact, so it's going to help you really quickly and easily weed, which would be made even quicker and easier if my little weeding tool had not just run away. It was right here as we hit start. So you know how that the tool is right there.
I spy. Okay, everyone, where did the weeding tool go? Although Cindy thought that, she was like, what are you tapping on? It's the ScanNCut, Cindy. It's the ScanNCut. That's the screen. It's just flat right now.
Yes, this is the scan. Yeah, this is the ScanNCut. And actually there's the back of it. It's cutting away right now. And it works really quietly and quickly. It works standalone, as you can see. I never pull out the computer or iPad or anything in these shows, but we could. And now there's more than one option. Angela, I don't know if you've been using Artspira or not, but I've been enjoying just checking once in a while, because once a week they add new stuff. But then also sometimes if you go into what's new, there's just random new designs that you didn't even know were going to be there.
You know, I'm so glad you mentioned that, May, because I haven't checked in the last 2 weeks. In fact, I didn't even know that one was in there. I have made a few things. I've got this cute little, they had little hearts on there I used for Valentine's Day, which were super cute. But for all of you that maybe are new here, or maybe you are here before and you're like, what's Artspira? Don't forget, grab your phone, download the app. It's free. Artspira from Brother. And there's a ton of free projects for the ScanNCut and embroidery. A lot of fun stuff.
It is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff on there to check out and to explore. So I've got my vinyl here, and depending on what you do, there is the weeding box option on the ScanNCut that you could activate, or if you want to, like, I just tend to like control. I like to tend to know where the piece is that I'm cutting off. If you have excess, cut it, and then I'm being a good girl and putting mine right in the drawer where it belongs for future use, so I don't find it on the floor later. And then we're just going to weed or remove all the vinyl we don't want. And I know we've said this before, but you want to take your time. You don't want to rush. And some designs take quite a while to weed. Some of them, if they're more intricate, if there's lots of small pieces, and you can get your weeding tool in there to kind of help you along. And then other designs are a lot faster. This one's going to be pretty fast because it's up on the bigger side. I just go along. And I try to keep an eye on, you know, where are we or where do I anticipate that the lines are going to be, so that if I start rolling right past something or something pulling up, I can pause and fix it. Also, holding up to the light a lot of times helps because you can see the cut lines when you do that. Let's see here. We're going to peel. Sounds strange to say we're going to peel off her face, but that's exactly what we're going to do. And I can see, because I'm holding it up here, and we're starting to get to that point. We're starting to get to one of my favorite times of year where it's not hot, it's not cold, it's just kind of that nice, at least here, it's been that nice middle ground where the sun is shining, yay, and it's just pleasant to be up here and working. Okay, so I like to hold it up to the light like this because what that's going to do is show me if I missed anything. I'm going to be able to see cut lines. Another thing you can do is go back to the machine, look at the pattern and see if your pattern is matching up. If you're not sure if you missed anything, then here we go. We're going to get into it. We're going to get out our pillowcase, and it's up to you if you care, if the back side, if you want the back to be, you know, what direction you want it to be, or if you even care. Not everybody does. And I forever am trying to get things to be nice and smooth, but as things go, of course, and I'm just going to give this a quick little iron because I ironed this 3 different times yesterday and it's back to being wrinkled today. So that just seems to be how things are going. We're going to need that. And then we're also going to go ahead and place this. Oh, look how cute that's going to be. I just need to move. There we go. Move this up a bit. Look how cute that's going to be on the front.
That's really cute, Meg.
Isn't that
super cute?
And then what I will do is I'll show you how in her little flower in her hair here, we'll add some rhinestones. We're not going to rhinestone the whole thing because it doesn't take forever, but it'll feel like forever if we try to do a live show here where we just rhinestone it all day long. It would feel like forever. So I'm just going to grab some fabric. I just usually grab whatever is on top of my fabric. And I'm going to do 2 different things here. On the back, let's see. Yeah, we're pretty darn close. So on the back, I'm just going to take this fabric and I'll even iron it a little bit just to make sure it's nice and even. And I'm just going to tuck this in. So I'm just doing this just so that the flap here doesn't really interfere with what I'm doing on the front. It's really just to try to create a bit of a flat, more of a flat surface, and then I can adjust it on the front as to how far in it is and all that good stuff. Okay. And then I'm going to adjust Rapunzel here. And then the other piece of fabric that I've got will go over the top for me to press this. And I know we've talked about before, a lot of times with the pressing, you don't necessarily need a pressing cloth. I just always use it, even if I think it'll be fine. And I am putting a little bit of pressure here on my hand to make sure and press this down. But I think this is a really fun way. I know sometimes people will say, well, what would I do with vinyl, or what would, you know, how would I use that? Well, this is a really fun way to use it because you're not having to like add a new crafting skill so much. I mean, once you can just weed, pull apart and weed, you've got it. So there's lots of blanks out there for you to put stuff on. If you don't sew, if you do other stuff, like if you do sew or do other crafting, then it just expands what you can do there. And it expands the way your ScanNCut can help you craft. All right, iron. And my iron is set all the way to the hottest because this is a very old iron and it's either all the way hottest or there's no heat on this iron. So remember that you'll want to check your own iron, check your own settings, and see what you've got. Now, as I check, what will happen is a lot of times I've put more attention to one side or the other. Not on purpose, it just kind of happens. So I'm just going to go back and repress. And yes, if you have a heat press specifically for vinyl, that sure is handy. But I always try to show you guys less tools and more common use kind of items like iron. So it takes a little longer or a little more thinking, I suppose, but it works just fine. Oh, and I can already tell we're getting good here. Let's see. So I'll really want to check this and make sure, like, see here at the bottom, it's not, apparently I've not done my job here at the bottom, but at the top, it's pretty good. So it's important to check and then keep on pressing. I know this part is not the most exciting, but it usually, honestly, we don't have an enormous design like this one. So usually it doesn't take all that much time. It's just got to be done though, because you want everything to be stuck down. You don't want to underdo this. And I also normally would tell you, go ahead and wait until it cools down. Don't try to touch the piping hot material, because a lot of times as it cools down, it settles, sticks, etc. But it looks like we're good. I'm just looking very closely, and I'll also feel around kind of like this, because it shouldn't come, it shouldn't rub, it shouldn't come off. There's a little spot way down here where it is just a little bit. So what I'll do is just kind of put just the corner of my fabric down, and that's just so I can know where to target. Remember, you can keep using this as far as, if you find a spot or you want to adjust something, you can just keep on using that. And then I'll check, and no, it's still not wanting to stick. So we'll just put a little more pressure, a little more heat for a little moment. And I know it's not the most exciting part of the process, but it's definitely important because we want to get our stuff all lovely, right? So we could be done here, or we can add stuff if you want to add things. And what I'm going to show you, it's not fun. I love rhinestones, and rhinestones tend to be, I don't know, right now, are they trending or something? Because they're so easy to find right now. It makes me so happy because I do love a rhinestone. So I'm just going to take whatever you've got. I've just got a little manila tag here as scrap, and we're going to work on her flower. And I've just got whatever glue you've got. You just need to make sure it's glue that is intended to glue rhinestones to fabric, if that's what you're gluing on. I've found that rhinestone to fabric glue works well. I'll show you here. Oh, let me move this so I don't glue my own tote bag. But you can see this is vinyl, but you can see how I've glued all the rhinestones on here. And we're going to do the exact same style as this, where it's different sizes. And I'm not necessarily lining them all up. I just left a tiny bit of border around the vinyl. So we're going to do basically the same.
That is so cool. In fact, when you first showed it, I was trying to think, how is this going to work? Are you just putting rhinestones out? How is it going individually? There are a lot of questions going, wait a minute, how did this happen? So May, I love this.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to show you. So that's one of the things I love about our monthly shows, is if there's something I've gotten really into, so we're just going to take a little glue here and start. And I like a little more glue. It's going to take a lot longer to dry, but I like a little more glue because then I know all the rhinestones are definitely in place. And I'm just leaving a little bit of edge. I'm using a paintbrush. You could really use whatever you like. And then you don't have to, but I find it easiest if you can find a tool. This is just like a rubber end that's specifically made for moving rhinestones. If you can find something like that, or if you have something like that, it's just kind of nice, because then it's going to pick up the rhinestones. And then all I'm going to do is I'm looking for a rhinestone that's right side up, and then I just kind of plop it, and we'll do the flower. So if you have any questions, let us know. But there's the flower, and then I'm just going to start filling in. And it's up to you if you want to leave a little space. Now this one wants to stick. So if somebody wants to stick to me, usually get something else, not a finger. Fingers are usually not the best option, but if it's kind of trying to stick to the tool, I'll just kind of get something else to loosen it and then just kind of move things around. But it's, you know what? This is a lot of fun. Like I'll put a TV show on or something or stream something and just sit here and do a little rhinestoning. And it's really satisfying, to be honest. It's fun. And this particular thing has got like it's not sharp actually, which is lucky because knowing me, I would totally hurt myself on that if it were sharp. So I'm just going to keep going and I'm just leaving a little bit of edge on this flower, but you don't have to. You could go over the edges. You could do, I mean, whatever makes sense to you or whatever you like visually, go ahead and do it. And we're just going to keep working. And this...
May, as I'm watching this, I'm reading the comments and I'm with Christy. I've never tried this with glue. I've only either done the hot fix or the ScanNCut. And someone, Doris, said, why not use the ScanNCut? Well, this is a little bit different. This is like really, really, really close together.
Yeah, so the ScanNCut, why not use the ScanNCut? You certainly can. You could use the ScanNCut and make a rhinestone design in Canvas Workspace. If you have that option, that's certainly something you can do. But it's going to do you're making a pattern with the ScanNCut. So you're making a pattern, then you'd fill it, and you'd need heat fix rhinestones. These are not. These are glue-on rhinestones, so it would not work if I wanted to use this specific kind of rhinestone, which I do because these are really inexpensive and easy to come by. Oh my goodness, there's so many rhinestones out there right now. I love that there's so many colors and styles available right now and in really affordable prices too, which means that for little craft projects like this, I don't have to feel bad like counting how many packages of how expensive were the rhinestones and, you know, all of that. I can just have some fun because I got an enormous, I mean, you can imagine how long it's going to take me to get through this little container. And this container is only an inch and a half each way. So and it's going to take me a very long time to get through. So there are definitely different ways to do it. But you also, with the ScanNCut, you do have different pattern options, but you would not ever find on the ScanNCut, it's all going to be one size. So if you want to work with different sizes, you'd either have to like layer your pattern. So you had different patterns and you layer them on top of each other. And I think that would take longer than just doing what I'm doing, which is just gluing some on. And I know we don't ever talk about gluing because, well, it's not a ScanNCut function, but it works so well with the vinyl and with other design elements that I use with the ScanNCut. I thought, well, I'm using this so much, I ought to share it with the Brother Live friends because they might want to as well. Yeah, if you get stuck, every once in a while I get one that's stuck. Just gotta lift it. And I got a little bit of glue here. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It's pretty forgiving too, this kind of style of working. I find that, you know, as I go along, if I've messed something up, it's pretty easy to fix it on up. And we'll just do, for today, we'll just do her flower. I was thinking about doing this, but that's just going to take so much. That's going to be an all day live, which would be fun. That would be fun to hang out with you guys, but I'm not sure everybody would think it's as much fun as I do. Oh, but I like doing this. And I find it's like, if you like I really love cross stitching and hand embroidery. So I feel like if you like those kinds of crafts, or if you like the kinds of crafts where you just kind of sit and repeat and repeat and repeat and just kind of get in a zone, you're going to love doing this. And it's really been trending too. You'll see a lot of people creating with gluing rhinestones right now, which I think is super fun. I love when something that I think is fun all of a sudden is a trend and everybody's going to do it. So we find lots more resources and content and all of that good stuff. Okay, now I'm just going to finish this off. And don't worry about getting glue. As long as you're using glue that's meant for rhinestone to fabric, it's a little bit shiny, which means you don't have to worry if you get a little bit on the rhinestone. It's just going to add more security and going to help everything stick together. You don't have to worry about that at all. It's going to work out for you. And you can, so in this instance, I'm gluing to the fabric, but you can also, I don't think I would really do a lot of glitter vinyl because of the texture, but I haven't actually tried it. So if you've tried it, let us know if you've tried rhinestoning to glitter vinyl. Usually what I'll do is if I'm going to want to do rhinestones on top of vinyl, I'll use a smooth vinyl like this one. So this is it after it dries. You can see all of the white glue turns clear and you don't see where the glue was. These AB finish rhinestones are all sparkly and fun, and they stick on there really well. So here is, let's see, let me get these rhinestones out of the way because otherwise they're going to go flying and they're going to get stuck on my poor feet or on the dog's feet. Although, I mean, that's fairly normal in here, but I'd rather not have a whole bunch of loose rhinestones on the floor if I can help it. I try to not make too big a mess in here. Okay, so I'll lift this up. You can see, so you can see how it's going. And if you need to move anything around, you'll do that, but you'll do it fairly quickly before the glue dries. And once the glue dries, like I said, it's going to be more like this because the white of the glue will all disappear.
That is so cute, May. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that fun? Yeah, so we can just, I mean, you could just keep going all day long. Like if I want to do the little flower, you do the little flower. And if anybody's wondering, well, why did you not put glue on the whole thing at once? It's because we don't want the glue to dry. The glue starts to dry pretty quickly, so we don't want the glue to dry, which means we don't want, if we do too much area at once and are not fast enough, then that could be a problem. I do really small areas because I get interrupted all the time. In fact, I think these live shows are one of the only times I don't get interrupted by somebody needing something. So being able to make sure that you get everything glued while the glue is wet is really important. So by working with a much smaller area of wet glue, it's going to allow me to fill in the design. And you know what? If you've got a ScanNCut, you have got so many designs that would work so great for this. And if you've got a DX model, then you've got Artspiro, which has even more and more every week to add even more designs there to be rhinestoning and adding more fun to. I just think, oh, I just can't get enough of this. And unfortunately, now that I'm getting super into this, I'm like, well, now I need all the colors of rhinestones because I need to make even more things. I know none of the crafters, none of us crafters relate to that, right?
No, a quick question for you, by the way. Someone's asking, so you're just putting that on the fabric. You're not putting it on the vinyl. Is that correct?
In this case, yes. In this case, I'm putting it on the fabric. You can put it on the vinyl if that's how it works better for your project or for your design. You can put it on vinyl, but in this case, it's fabric. And this is just a glue. There's lots and lots of them out there. This is just a glue that's specifically designed to glue rhinestones to fabric, and it works on vinyl as well. There we go. Now we got both of the flowers all rhinestoned up. And as you can see, you know, it doesn't have to take that long. Obviously, a bigger area is going to take a little more time, but it doesn't take it doesn't take all that long. Or it actually also takes a surprising few amount of rhinestones. Like I've been using this purple container of rhinestones for months and it's still almost full. So there's so many possibilities here. I just love playing with. And I would pick this up for the other camera, but we can't because it's all wet glue and it'll just drop if we try to pick it up.
I love that, May. Absolutely adorable. I'm reading all the comments, though. I get the fun of that. Someone's saying this is like, Chrissy said, this is like therapeutic. Just move them
It
all
is.
around.
It's very calming. If you're stressed out and angry, or just put on some like nice music that you like that's not going to fire you all up, and just start going. It's very, for me, cross stitch is usually my therapeutic, like really calm thing. But this has become, and and you can do it big, you can do it small, however much or however little you like. Like in this case, or in any case, if you do a pattern that's a single pattern, maybe you've got single pieces that you rhinestone, or maybe there's so many cool like floral designs or intricate different designs in the machine. There's a lot of ones that you could just do. You could just cut it out, put the vinyl onto fabric or whatever you're going onto, and then rhinestone it. You could do this onto sticker vinyl as well, I'm pretty sure.
That would be cool.
Washing it, I've always just hand washed. I just hand wash anything with, I don't put it in the machine because, and I haven't had problems. Let me think. I've been using this particular glue for years because my daughter's horse competition outfits used to require rhinestones, and they're very, very expensive unless you do it yourself. So of course, did it myself. But a lot of those outfits either got dry cleaned or hand spot cleaned or hand washed, and I've not had any. The only time I've ever had anything fall off was when I did not use enough glue, and there was like a very tiny amount of glue, and so it wasn't enough to hold. That's why I also say you're not going to have too much glue. You have too little, but not too much. So that's the only time I've had an issue. But no, it's a lot of fun.
Glue it up. A couple people were asking, and it's not a brother product, so you can't give a brand, but is there a certain type of glue? Is it just called fabric glue, or
you're looking for a glue? You're looking for a rhinestone adhesive. So you're looking for something that's a permanent adhesive, specifically designed to glue rhinestones to fabric. And if you search that, you're going to probably find the exact. There's a lot of them, but and everybody's got different ones that they prefer. But yeah, since this is not a brother product, I can't tell you on the air here.
Everyone's loving this project, May, loving it. So what do you have coming out on YouTube these days? I know you just pointed a new project that's on Artspira. And by the way, don't forget, download the app. It's free right now. You can download it. There are a ton of things. Somebody was just asking, can you take the cut files and turn them into embroidery? I don't believe so. I think there's either cut files or embroidery, but don't quote me on that. I'll do some checking. The social team can probably reply to that, but
I'm sure they can. That's my understanding as well, is that it's the one or the other. But you know what? There's so much fun stuff you can do on there. And Artspira has really been inspiring me, because I'll go on there and I'll see something, and either I'll look in the little magazine that has project tutorials, so it'll walk you through it, all the step-by-step pictures, or I'll go on there and see something, like our maker's going to make, and I'll go, I want to rhinestone that pattern.
That one,
and I'll download it and get right on it, because it's just.
I have to go on my Artspira app right now. I cannot believe I missed that Maker's Gonna Make. Did you all see that? Because I totally missed it. I have got to download that. See what's new in here. Oh my gosh.
There's a bunch of cute ones. They just added a whole bunch more.
We even have St. Patrick's Day up there now. Mm-hmm. Oh, these are cute. Oh, there it is. Right on the front page. Maker's Gonna Make. Thanks, May. You gave me my sewing project for the next little bit. And then what's under embroidery designs? We have some new Easter. Oh, did you see these little Valentine's ones?
They're so cute.
Oh my gosh, these are the embroidery designs. Of course, I pop in there, but oh my gosh, these are adorable.
There's some really cute stuff. And I love that every week they're adding something. So you have to keep checking in to see. And some weeks I'm like, oh, well, this is cute, but I don't have to make it right now. And then other weeks I'm like, move all the to-do and all the pending projects. We've got a new one that just jumped the line.
Oh my gosh, they have all these animals. Oh, my nephew's birthday's next weekend. I should cut out all of these into little paper crafts and put them in a little envelope. Like like confetti, but animal confetti. Oh my gosh,
And
so many fun things.
so at the start of the show, if you missed the start, you can, as soon as we're done, you can go back and rewatch the start. I showed how I was saving a pattern because it hadn't cut properly and I could just save it in the machine just as it was. Remember that you can do that. If you get an Artspira file that you're just thinking, I'm going to use this a bunch, you can always save your Artspira file to the machine or to a USB so that you don't have to go back into Artspira. If you want to save it because you think you're going to use it more, or you think, okay, I want to come back to this, or I don't want to forget this, you can always move it. It's so quick. I mean, it's just, it always blows my mind. It's 1, 2, 3. Yes, transfer this. Yes, my machine. Yeah, here's my machine. Transfer it. Go.
There it is.
So
there it is.
It's so fast. But then I can do that. And like right now, I think I have 5 or 6 in there in the machine because I just didn't want to forget about them. And I think of it like my little project queue. Then I just go in my machine saved and see, okay, what do I have? What do we need to do? And go from there.
Keep working on them. Oh, so I'm going to bring this up one more time for all of you to make sure that there's the ScanNCut that she was using. That turned out awesome, May. I can hardly wait until our next month. Let's see, next month will be what season? Is that Easter already, or are we in St. Patrick's Day? What are you doing?
I actually have my spreadsheet right here that I can tell you. Oh,
so you all can mark it on your calendar, the date and the time that May will be back.
Next month we are feeling lucky next month.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day.
Lucky.
Feeling lucky. Well, May, it's always great to have you on here. Everyone say thank you, thank you.
Oh, Happy it's so Valentine's much fun. I love coming on here with you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day. And
yes, said, everyone, yes.
Don't forget the hearts. Now, if you're on Facebook and you want to watch this again, share it to your page. It's the easiest way to find it. Don't forget to follow brother. And then also, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You'll never miss an episode. And be sure to like us and like this video, because then we'll know that you're having a good Valentine's Day too. Now I have to go make a card because I'm going to save $12. I think that's the one I found the other day. It was like 12 bucks. Like I could totally make that. And I do have some rhinestones here and some glue. So May, I think you gave me some ideas just to jazz up that card a little bit.
Fantastic. Well, have fun.
Fantastic. Well, happy Valentine's Day. And all of you, thank you for watching. Don't forget, I put right below so you can see hashtag brother ScanNCut, hashtag brother sews. Brother always loves to see what you're working on too. And don't forget to follow May and I on YouTube too, because we're always sharing fun things. And May, that reel's coming out on Brother, right? The one with that you're talking about there?
Yes, the bag is going to come out on Brother. It is. I know. I love to give you guys sneak peeks on the live because I feel like you guys are here. Like you guys get to know things in real time, right?
And I just
get the behind the scenes. So I'm going to guess not too long, and that'll be showing up on Brother Crafts.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, if there's something you want to see on the show, don't forget to leave a comment. Brother always checks those out. If there's a machine you want to see demoed, be sure to add that too. In the meantime, happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
Bye.